afternoon, good evening. How is everybody? Welcome to another episode of Roll Around, Find Out. In today's episode, we're going to have a hodgepodge of topics. Going to do a little reformat of the podcast as well. Not too much, but I'm 50 episodes in. I think it's time to just do a little reflecting on the podcast here. I'm still enjoying it, still lots of fun. The people I've interviewed, game systems I would never ever check out. It's all been great. But I think it can be better. And so I'm going to slowly be adding in different segments to the podcast. Usually it's really just me rambling with no plan. I do enjoy the long form, hour and a half, 2 hour long episodes. Sure, I could plan. I could write a script. I could be more concise. I want to see my YouTube audience grow. And, a typical YouTube video is right around 10 minutes. But I like what you get. It's me figuring things out real time. Proof I'm an idiot. That I'm just a normal dude trying to learn and grow and enjoy the hobby. But there's room for improvement, for sure, without a doubt. So, got this lovely notepad file here with just 2 segments and then the main topic here. Looking at my DM's Guild library, I have downloaded 668 titles. If I were being honest with myself, I mean, probably 50 I could even name. So there's 610, 620 that I have no idea why I downloaded them. Most likely they were free. If I ever intended to using them or what. So it's for me to go back into my library and find things that I pretty sure I've forgotten that I have. And if it's worthwhile, share it with you and you can add it to your library. My second segment is DM's advice to make your game better. I am far, far, far from perfect. And it's kind of a segment of like, well, I'm talking the talk here, but I may not be walking the walk. But it's all good refreshers for me. If you can get something out of it, great, amazing. Yeah. And then lastly would be the main topic. And because this is a hodgepodge episode, it's just random things that I'm into. We're going to be talking about Nimble 5th edition. I'm getting like really pumped on that. Or I should say it's probably titled Nimble 4 5th edition. A couple YouTubers I've been really into and I want to share that. So let's jump in. Here we go. Okay. Random DM's Guild file. So, all right, already, first segment, I'm lying to you, it's not random. I just downloaded this the other day. I'm sure there are lots of other versions like this. Lots of other websites, other features, other systems. And maybe I'm sure I have in my 668 files, something else very similar to this. However, I want to talk about this file I just downloaded, /stab/hack/repeat. And if I zoom out here, my computer freaks out. It is making weapons relevant in D&D 5th edition. Now, in my experience, you have a dagger because it's, what is that? A finesse weapon, which means you can use it in two-handed combat. You can throw it if needed. And sure, that's a nice benefit. But is it slashing? Is it piercing? Does that really matter? I cannot think of a time where it has mattered in any game I've played or run. And we'll go over it here. Weapon types and weapon properties actually matter. They give you mechanics, and I honestly think it probably would slow combat down anytime you add more rules, more things to remember. It slows it down, but I think it's worth it. I think you are given, I want to say more choice, and that is true, but there's more meaning behind what you're doing. If I have a dagger and it's dealing piercing, well, what does that mean? Can I pierce leather? Can I get in between heavy chunks of plate armor? Better than swinging a longsword that is slashing? What benefits does slashing have? Okay, so this is a 3-page document. However, the first page is just the title. This is from Hipsters and Dragons. And I don't think there's any weapons on here that's not in the player's handbook. And so, classic club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, glaive, great axe, great sword, halberd. Let's see, morning star, rapier, scimitar, short sword, trident. Okay. And, again, they have piercing, they have slashing. In Dungeons and Dragons, it's, what do we really care about? Well, what type of damage does it do? Is it a D4? Is it 2D4? Is it a D6? 2D6. And so here, the trident one stood out to me. So it deals 1d6 piercing. Okay. Well, so does a spear. A spear deals 1d6 piercing. A short sword deals 1d6 piercing. Let's look at this. A short sword deals 1d6 piercing and it's 10 gold. A trident does 1d6 piercing and it's 5 gold. So why would you ever pick a short sword over a trident? Okay, well, short sword is finesse. It's handy, it's light, and it's sneaky. What? What does light mean? What does handy mean? What does sneaky mean? A trident is charge. What does that mean? Long. Well, we probably know that one. Two-handed. It's versatile. Okay. So, damage type benefits. Here we've got melee and ranged weapons that deal bludgeoning or piercing damage enjoy the following benefits. Okay. If you pick a bludgeoning weapon, which, let's see, what do we have? We have bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. I think those are the 3 main categories. If you have bludgeoning, when attacking with a melee weapon that deals bludgeoning damage, if you miss by 1, you hit instead, dealing half the normal damage to the target. You cannot deal sneak attack damage on the hit. Okay. I'm not saying that's the best mechanic, but hey, that is an option that me as a player, I can pick. If I want a build that consistently hits more, I'm going to pick a bludgeoning weapon. Okay. What does piercing do? Weapons that deal piercing damage are capable of particularly, I said that nice, particularly, not as nice, grievous wounds, impaling their victims and rupturing vital organs. When you score a critical hit on a natural 20, triple the weapon's damage dice only, instead of doubling them. Oh, okay. If you think about it, if you get an arrow, imagine any fantasy movie with an archer, when Oh my god. Lord of the Rings. Boromir. When Boromir gets that orcs, that like 2-inch diameter orc arrow and like 5 more, they're all in vital organs. Like that should mean something. And I'm sure with one in that scene in Lord of the Rings, one of those arrows would have killed Boromir, but for dramatic effect, he takes like 5. But eventually, that one would have killed him. And if we apply it to this piercing, well, it dealt triple damage, but he's going through his death saves, as it were. But then he got the other arrows, and that's what finished him. Okay. I actually want to see, do they have slashing? That could be like, there's got to be a reason to have slash. Okay, I don't want to read all of these, but let's go through. All right, that was damage type, and now we have properties. So we have charge, handy, long defense, parry, riposte, savage, shield wrap, short smash, sneaky, spear, special bludgeoning, special dagger dual wield, two-hand revised. Ooh, variant rules on opportunity attacks. Okay, all right. So we'll read some of these here. All right, charge, because the trident had charge. This weapon can be used to deal lethal damage on a charge. If you move at least 20 feet in a straight line before engaging an opponent, you may choose to take a -4 modifier on your first attack roll against that creature. If you hit with that attack, you roll an additional damage die equal to that of the weapon's usual damage die. Okay? So, if I charge in with the trident, I charge into battle. That makes sense. I'm not just using my strength in my arms to strike with the trident, but now I have the momentum of me running. So instead of dealing 1d6, I deal 2d6. And if I critical on that, then I'm going to deal triple the damage on the dice. So let's average it out. 2d6 is 6 damage. I charged into battle. I did it successfully. I critically did it. And so average would be 6. 6, 12, 18 damage on my first attack. That sounds pretty awesome to me. That made it worthwhile. That was better than me just walking into combat or letting them come to me. I got the option to charge into battle. All right, we also have long. So let's read what long is. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but maybe not. While you are wielding a long weapon, any creature that is not wielding a long weapon or a natural weapon of 10 feet reach provokes an opportunity attack from you when they enter your reach. If you have the pole arm master feat, you gain advantage on this roll. You have disadvantage to hit an opponent that is grappling you or grappled by you when you attack with a long weapon. Makes sense. You're in such close distance, it's hard to fling that thing around. Opportunity attack. I'm going to say it. I do not like it. I was doing some reading on opportunity attack, and they said, well, it doesn't make tactical sense to be in combat with somebody and then leave to go fight somebody else, because now you're just leaving somebody with partial health who's still active on the battlefield to go and do something else. And I get that, but maybe your movement is higher, you charged into battle and you are fighting somebody, but then an ally needs help. They if they get hit one more time, they are going to go down. So you need to leave your person you're engaged with to go help them. And I understand opportunity attack. You're turning away from your combatant. You're leaving yourself open. I think. Well, I'm gonna read these variant rules here, but I think an opportunity attack should not be, at the very least, should not be automatic. You should be able to make a dex save against, I don't know, their armor class, perhaps, or just straight up their dex versus your dex. Maybe that makes dexterity even more powerful than it already is. I don't know. But you should be able to move freely around the battlefield. Okay, what else did a trident have here? Parry two-handed. Let's see, parry. Let's see, was it versatile? Yeah, okay. We'll read both of these. Parry. When you are wielding a weapon with the parry property and a creature you can see hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add 1 to your AC for that attack, potentially causing the attack to miss you. You must have a dexterity score of 13 or higher to take advantage of this feature, which can be used in conjunction with the defensive duelist feat. Then we have parry versatile. A weapon with the parry versatile property may be used to parry normally with one hand or using two hands, in which case the wielder may add 2 to their AC, their armor class. Yeah, love it. Give me a reason to pick this trident. It's long, I can use it. If I'm dexterous enough, I should be able to hold it in a manner that I can attack and use it to block. Yeah, that feels like a trident to me. This one seems like a negative. What is this unwieldy? This weapon is impractical to use in a skirmish. You have disadvantage to hit creatures at close range, and your speed is halved. If mounted, your mount speed is not affected. Any one-handed weapon with the unwieldy quality needs to be used two-handed when not mounted. So why would you want an unwieldy? I mean, it makes sense, but I guess there's like no benefit to it that I see. It's impractical to use in a skirmish. You have disadvantage to hit creatures at close range. Well, I guess this was a lance, so you would probably use it for throwing, and it is a D12 damage, so that is on the higher end. This one I liked. Smash. What is smash? Weapons with the smash property offer their wielders a bonus to strength or athletic checks to knock down wooden doors. The bonus is +2 for one-handed weapons and +5 for both two-handed weapons and versatile weapons used with two hands. Okay, I like it. Last one I'll go over is a dagger, because that is sneaky. And sneaky reads, this weapon is deadly against a distracted foe. When you deal sneak attack damage, you may re-roll any ones on the damage dice, taking the new roll instead. I think if you are, a thief, a rogue, your dagger's your go-to anyways. I haven't played a rogue, so maybe they use short swords as well. And maybe this is a benefit to why you would play with a dagger. You can reroll your ones on sneak attack. All right, and then let's read these opportunity attacks variants. Opportunity attacks made with thrown weapons have advantage, provided the attacker is already carrying the weapon. Makes sense. Whenever you make an opportunity attack against a creature, you provoke an opportunity attack from all other hostile creatures within reach of you. Makes sense as well. I just say get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Let people move around the battlefield. If you run away, well, when I say run away, that's, I guess, I guess that's the negative connotation of it, but I'm going to use it. If you run away from somebody that's attacking you, depending on who you're attacking, they might be thankful that you're running away. If you stop them from running, or if they stop you from running, that may not help their situation. If they are massively bigger than you, then they're probably going to chase after you. So 50-50. That's why I think, personally, I say just get rid of it. But if it does happen, some sort of check needs to happen. Are you able to escape? And I would do that probably as a bonus action. Let me go back to Perry. Also reading up on Dungeons and Dragons, I think reactions are criminally underused. Again, maybe it's just my table, but that is a space rarely used. My favorite spell in Dungeons and Dragons is Shield, because I feel like, oh my god, I get to do more. It's not just move, attack, bonus action. It's move, attack, bonus action, and I get to do something on defense, and I get to react. That's probably a major reason why I love Along the Ley Line. That game it gives me the option to always react, and I love that. Okay, so go check out Slash, Stab, Hack, Repeat, or go find something else that gives weapon properties that matter. Like I said, even looking over this, like, well, what's slashing? There's no benefit to having slashing. I don't know if that's a miss. Maybe I'll post that in the comments of like what happens with slashing. But these weapon properties of charge, savage, long, spear, smash, that's awesome. Awesome. And it gives players more choice, gives players more ownership of the choices they make for how they want to build their character. Okay, so let's go back to my lovely notepad here. Random DM's guild file. Well, it wasn't random, but I just downloaded it and I wanted to talk about it. I think that will improve any game. Okay, next one. DM's advice to make your game better. I was cleaning up. I got a new table for my basement, a little bigger. Playing board games with my kids, and I had shuffling some stuff around, and I came across this file from Dan Coleman Productions called Cities and Towns. And I believe if I click on Dan Coleman, he's got tons and tons and tons of stuff. Let's see, can I easily see how many things he has posted? A lot of free stuff, a lot of awesome cheap stuff. 57 items. He's got 57 items. Okay. Just go check this guy out. That should just be the advice. Pages from the Lost Grimoire, riveting rumors. Yeah. So Dan Coleman Productions, whatever I just said, 50 plus items of great things to check out. But one in particular we're going to talk about is Cities and Towns. So one of these days here, I'm kind of itching to write up a one-shot. I think there's a group that I can get to play for a one-shot that one or two of the people I've already played with, and so I got to come up with some new ideas. And my first go-to was, okay, what town am I going to start in? And yeah, sure, I could spend the time to build a city, build a little hamlet, perhaps, whatever I want. And then I thought to myself, I know I have things in my DM's Guild account or my itch or somewhere with pre-made towns and cities on it. And so when I found this, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I have this. This is amazing. So I forget exactly how many towns and cities are on here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 settlements that he calls them. I'll zoom in here. We have Everkeep Harbor, Grey Mere Pass, Hill Shallow Crest, Relholt City, and Sunmaw. Came out in 2016. Dungeons on Demand. All right. And each town, or each settlement, I should say, has these features: a background, information, demographics, population, racial breakdown, government, defense, method of commerce. It has lodgings, point of interests, NPCs, and adventure hooks. I'll read this one here. If the party finds an NPC in need of help or perhaps something suspicious at their location, an adventure hook icon is presented here. Keep in mind, an adventure hook is just that. They're to serve as inspiration for GMs. If you like the direction an adventure hook points the party, be prepared to develop an adventure based off of it. Right? So don't be railroady. Here's just something going on, and if the players want to help, they can. And now your GM-ness needs to kick in and you develop it. Okay, we're going to go over these real quick. It's 27 pages. Everkeep Harbor. It's got information. There's approximately 4,420 people here, mostly humans, some half-elves, elves, dwarfs, gnomes. It's got a government. It's got, defense. The land portion of the city is walled with manned guard posts positioned around it. It's got, for lodgings, the Brown Herald, the Dead Rat Inn with an adventure hook, the Laughing Axe, and the Squid. Okay? Now, not only does it have that all of that information, it also has a map for you to use. I mean, awesome. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adventure hooks based on these locations. Let me go and just pick one of these. Let's go to... Okay, no. We've got points of interest. Okay, so we have the Alchemists Guild. At the Alchemists Guild, the alchemists that work in the city have a special guild hall removed from the guild plaza for both reasons of safety and convenience. Excuse me. Love it. Everkeep Harbor's alchemists produce some of the world's best alchemical salves and concoctions, making the guild hall a popular destination for adventurers and others in the trade. So they've got a adventure hook here, but then they also have an NPC. And I'll read this one. So we've got Sebastian Counter. He's a human male. Many guilds exist in Everkeep Harbor, each one appointing their own leaders and representatives to do business with one another. None are as intriguing or inscrutable as Sebastian Counter. The newly elected figurehead of the Alchemist Guild, Sebastian is a wiry man with a salted beard and frizzy gray hair that always appears to be leaping from his scalp. He wears a burned and tarnished smock wherever he goes and has a habit of wringing his hands while deep in thought. Okay. Could that use more information? Sure. But we have a physical description, and it's up to the GM to come up with the rest. But that's definitely a good starting point. Okay, and then has NPCs for all of the most of the points of interest. Oops. Okay, and then it's just more of the same for all the other settlements. So that was called Everkeep Harbor, and there's 4,420 people. Then we have Grey Mere Pass, 1,250 people. Map. Points of interest. Hill Shallow Crest, population 670. Amazing map. We've got this walled in a circle. Next town, Relholt City, 7,950. It's got a castle inside of it. Relholt Falls. It's great stuff. Again, points of interest. Sunmaw, approximately 960. And if I remember, Sunmaw was like a thieves' village. Monster Pits, Water Cask Inn, Bloody Run, The Lucky Lizard. Let's see if I can get a brief description. Actually, I'm going to go back up and I'll read that one because I want to. Sunmaw, the home of criminals, gamblers, and monster hunters alike. Sunmaw is a crude canyon town. Its most notable feature is the ancient arena the shanty town is built around. Those that disturb the peace are often thrown in the arena to contend with monsters captured from the canyon, to the bloody amusement of the crowd. Yeah. 5 awesome settlements, cities and towns. Let's go back to the drive-through page. Dan Coleman, awesome. Go check this out. Use it in your game. Use it for a one-shot. Steal them all. Make it for a huge, massive setting that you're working on. Awesome, awesome resource. All right. On to the main Hodge Podge topic. I've got about 4 things to talk about. We'll see how much time goes and I rant on this, but we'll start with, I would say, probably the biggest one. The next system that I'm super pumped about, I have a sickness. Dungeons and Dragons is fine. It meets all of my needs. My second favorite, probably, it depends on the day, Bare Bones Fantasy. Love so much about that. Along the ley line, the reaction system alone makes me just absolutely love it. Step dice, love that. But there'll never be a perfect system. It's just, I play this one when I want to get this feeling, this emotion, and I'll play this one when I want to get this feeling, this emotion. Playing a role-playing game. And so Nimble 5e, a fast, tactical, 5e compatible role-playing game from Nimble Company. Currently on BackerKit. I do everything on my phone, so I'm not logged in, but I have backed this at the PDF level, but I am seriously considering either going to the soft cover, or, because I just want to go poor, I guess, buy the hardcover books and then never run the system, but feel better about myself for 5 seconds when I unbox it that, oh, I bought the hardcovers. Sweet. All right, now go sit on my shelf. I mean, that's the truth of it, if I'm being honest with myself. Okay, but just because I want to test this, I'll go into why I like Nimble, but I'm going to let it speak for itself here. On my recording software, I can record system audio, and so I'm going to play the intro video right here from Nimble's BackerKit. It's 2 minutes and 21 seconds long. We'll see how this works. If it doesn't work, I'll just edit it out and we'll go from there, but it should work, so we'll see. Testing it out.
Your game nights are too precious to waste with slow, tedious rules. Nimble 5e is a fast, tactical, and 5e compatible RPG that eliminates the slog, all too common at our game sessions. No more waiting 15 minutes for your turn just to miss your attack. No, not here. Attacks are fast and heroic, no more fiddly back and forth just to see if you even hit. The overhauled combat system keeps things quick yet deeply strategic, and with exploding critical hits, you can retain the chaotic excitement of battle. Tactics and teamwork are greatly improved with new heroic reactions. Actively defend and bravely interpose for your allies. And with instant initiative, you can get right into combat without breaking up the flow of the story. Nimble enables more player agency with a flexible action economy and deep yet simple weapon, skill, and magic systems. A character sheet that looks less like a tax form and less intimidating to new players. It's more focused, reducing bookkeeping and making each remaining option matter far more. There are 11 fresh but familiar new classes that beautifully take advantage of the updated rules, each with its own unique and super flavorful playstyle. New spells that encourage creativity and allow for discovering cool setups and combos that are satisfying to pull off. And items as the GM that you can't wait to hand out. Items that will help move the story forward or get your party into or out of trouble as you see fit. A new legendary monster system that makes them actually easy to run at a glance, balanced even across widely differing party sizes. The tide of battle will shift in interesting ways, making for even more memorable nail-biting moments. The best part, this is all 5e compatible. Bring your favorite D&D adventure modules, your favorite third-party monster books, and easily run them with a nimble system. Have more fun playing epic stories. With affordable digital and physical softcover options, as well as a premium and beautiful hardcover boxed set complete with a GM screen and dozens of spell cards for quick reference.
Slay the slog at your game nights. Get more out of your RPG sessions.
Back Nimble today.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, amazing stuff, right? All right. Well, let's get into the key features of Nimble. Now, I don't have everything memorized, but let's go over core. Let's click core rules here. Okay. So it is 5th edition compatible, but there are some big changes. One of the biggest changes is there is no attack to hit, or excuse me, roll to hit. You almost always hit. However, well, how it works is you only roll your damage dice. If it's a dagger and it's a D4, you roll that. If it's a short sword and it's a D6, you roll that. If it's a long sword, two-handed, I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's a D8. If you have a great axe, a D10. And then I think there's some weapons that are D12. That's what you roll. And you only miss on a 1. However, so you're thinking, well, why would I want a dagger with a D4? I have a 25% chance of missing. True. However, it's high risk, high reward. You also critical on max damage. Okay, well, that's like nothing new, right? Okay, but like other systems, Easy D6 has this. Your criticals explode. And I believe, it says right here, there's no limit. So you have a dagger and you roll a 4 on your D4. It explodes, you roll again. You now have a 25% chance to explode it again. 25% chance to explode it again. Okay? Yes, 25% chance of just missing. High risk, high reward. If you have that D12 Great Maul, you have a less chance of critical failing and missing. You have a less chance of exploding, but you're always dealing damage. It's not okay, it's my turn. I've waited 10, 15 minutes. I roll, I miss. Oh, great. Now I just can't do anything. See you later. Go around the table. Another 20 minutes of my life wasted. Get my phone out. I'm disengaged. Just let me know when it's my turn. Okay? You're always doing something. And we'll also talk about reactions here, which I've talked about along the ley line so many times. This has it too. It's the wave of the future, my friends. Maybe it's been around for a long time in other games. There's thousands of games. I don't know them all, but it's becoming the standard, I believe. Okay, so that's the base mechanic. There's no roll to hit. You always hit. Well, I shouldn't say always, but you mostly always hit using your damage dice, or you attack with your damage dice and deal the damage. You miss on a 1, you crit on a max roll for your damage dice. Okay? That's the core mechanic. Now, let's talk about defending. So I'll read this right here. Actively engage in combat. Forget being a passive observer at the mercy of the dice. Heroes get a say over when they take damage with the new reaction defend. Encourage teamwork and tactical positioning with the new reaction interpose. I love these, okay? Defend. Give up an action on your next turn to reduce the damage from an incoming attack. Okay, now back it up. Core mechanic is crit fail on a 1, crit success on a max damage on your roll. Also, like Pathfinder 2nd edition, you are on a 3 action economy. You can move, that's an action. You can attack, that's an action. You can defend, that's an action. You can move. You can attack. I don't think you can defend more than once given a class. There might be a class for that. And also, I'm not sure on attacking. Your second one either might be at disadvantage or cost you 2 actions. We'll talk about how things can cost multiple actions. But you can defend, and it's your choice if you want to do it. Okay. Another awesome option is interpose, where you can protect your allies by placing yourself between them and danger when they are attacked. So you basically get to defend for somebody else. If you have a wizard in your party and they're concentrating on a spell, you can block for them to allow them to do the thing they want to do. Amazing. Love it. Okay. In the video, they talked about instant initiative. Get right into combat. Improved initiative rules that get players immediately into combat in a way that serves the story without breaking up the flow. I thought I was going to explain what that is. I'll be honest, I don't remember what instant initiative is. Flexible action economy. Use your actions however you like. You can make more choices that really matter. Overhauled magic system. Yeah. 5e compatible. Yeah. Now, something I'm going to just completely gloss over are the classes. But that is again, I'm glossing over it. You should go check it out. And I'm going to show you this guy's YouTube channel. You should go check out. But I think they're very flavorful and very useful. A major selling point are the classes. If you at any level, if you have the PDFs, you get these spell cards, and something that's kind of cool. The more powerful the spell you have, the more actions it uses. There are, I think it uses a mana system, but it also requires, like I just said, more than one action depending on the power of the spell. There are 6. There's 4 pictures. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 schools of magic. And again, glossing over, not getting into the details of those. What else? Okay, so the price of it, $95 for the box set. You get PDFs, you get 3 hardcover books, which somewhere in here, he thinks they're going to be about 50 pages for the adventure, the pre-made adventure that comes with it, for the rules book, and then 80 pages for the character book. So if I were to print these off into booklet form, 80 pages is front and back. So then we're down to 40. And then because it's a booklet, it cuts the size of the pages in half. So now we're down to 20 pages, uses 20 pieces of paper. Well, I have a booklet, a special booklet stapler, which I think maxes out at 25 pages. So I don't need to get a hardcover or soft cover or really anything physical, but I'm really liking Nimble. I think if I were to run another 5th edition campaign, I would easily use these Nimble rules over standard 5th edition. But this premium box set comes in a box, GM screen, these books, and these spell cards and item cards, which are nice. Maybe I'd use them, maybe I wouldn't. $40 for soft covers. Okay, that's good. It is what it is. And then $25 for the digital only, that's what I backed it at. I just watched a video of him talking about it, that the shipping would be like $15 to $20. And if he actually says if it goes beyond that, he'll eat the cost of it. So, $120, that seems a little much when at the end of the day, $25 no shipping is going to get me the same effect. So, but I want to support him, and I like having the hard covers. But like I said, it's mostly going to just sit on my shelf. Literally 99.99% of its existence. But I get it. Okay, I did download a preview of it. And let's see if there's anything else I can talk about here. I like this. Fast attacks. Know instantly that you hit. You're not guessing. Did I beat the armor class? We talked about exploding criticals. Let's see if we can find the instant initiative. Okay. Heroes get 3 actions to attack, move around the battlefield, cast spells, etc. on their turn. Generally, doing any single thing in combat will cost 1 action. Some abilities are free. They do not cost an action to perform. Other very strong spells or special abilities may take more time and thus cost more actions. All 3 actions recharge at the end of your turn, so there's no need to save them up. Spend them all on your turn, and when you're done, you get them all back. Use your actions to attack. Okay, backing it up. In one of the live stream videos that we're going to talk about, somebody said, well, how is it compatible with D&D if there's no armor class? How does this all work? And I believe, if I can hopefully find this, and hopefully I'm explaining it right, whatever your armor class is, it serves as damage reduction. So if you were to take your 5th edition character and port it over, and let's say you have 14 armor class, I believe you just subtract 10, and now your armor is 4, and your armor absorbs the first 4 damage. Yeah, so if you are being attacked with a dagger, the chances are very low you're going to take any damage. So, interesting. Maybe I'll reach out to him, or maybe I can find the answer here. So, all right, attack. Roll the die listed on the weapon, ability, or spell and deal that much damage to a chosen target. Rolling a 1 means the attack misses. It deals no damage and has no other effect. For attacks with multiple dice, the dice that lands the leftmost is called the primary die. It determines whether the attack is a hit, miss, or crit. Interesting that it's physical property of it rather than highest dice or lowest dice. I guess that's all way to do it. All right, we talked about exploding. Let's see, rushed attacks. A hero may attack more than once on their turn, but these additional attacks are rushed imposing 1 stack of disadvantage for each additional attack after the first. Oh yeah, so you can stack advantages and disadvantages, increasing the chance to miss and lowering the average damage for subsequent attacks. Any spell that can harm an enemy counts towards rushed attacks. I believe there are classes that mitigate that, but any class can attack multiple times with a penalty. And another reason why I'm excited about Nimble is in the live stream, somebody had said that they liked this. They pointed this out because 5th edition is like, it's a slog in that you rush up to an opponent, and because you don't want to get hit with the opportunity attack, you just stay there and you just hit blows back and forth until one of you go down. And so there's 2 things I want to say here. In combat, it's cool that you're hitting more. So you may think, like, how does that impact the 5th edition compatibility? Well, yes, you are hitting more often. However, you are also getting hit more often. So that was like a big click for me of like, oh yeah, that's really going to speed up combat. Because yes, enemies are dying faster, but I can die faster. And that's going to be a problem. So it's really exciting to me. He said, like, well, if you're going to play for 2-3 hours, you have 2 combats. That's like the majority of your night. But here you can probably push it to 4 or 5 encounters or combat encounters, which is great. There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. This is why I should have notes, but I don't. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, yep. This is what made me think of it. So another thing, not only are you hitting more, so enemies are dying more, you are at risk of dying more. The 3 action economy I like because right now in Baldur's Gate, I'm playing a fighter. And I'm always torn between, like, do I rush into combat just to make myself more vulnerable? Or do I wait for them to come to me, etc.? But eventually I'm going to get in melee combat with somebody, with a monster or whatever. But then on subsequent turns, it's like, oh, okay, well, I can move, attack, bonus action. Okay, but once I'm engaged, move just goes out the window. Okay? If I can do all of these things in 6 seconds, which that's a whole another topic. If I can do all these things in 6 seconds, if I can move and attack in 6 seconds, well, why can't I just always attack when I'm engaged more than once? I'm not moving, so I have this time available to me that I should be able to do something else. So, sure, with these rushed attack mechanics, maybe my second one is at disadvantage, but isn't that better than nothing? If you take it as 5th edition, I attack and I'm done. Okay? Well, if I'm not moving, I should be able to do something else. So now, in Nimble, I can attack a second time and maybe I hit, maybe I don't, but at least I did something rather than, well, I can't move because there's an opportunity attack. That's bad. Right? So I cannot speak highly enough. I don't think there's one thing of Nimble where I'm like, I disagree, that doesn't make sense to me. Will this replace my favorite all-time system? I don't know. That's another reason why I'm like, why don't I just buy the physical books? It could be my favorite. I could tell everybody to play it. But I don't know. I'm a teacher. It's not like I make a ton of money. Okay. Oh, they do have opportunity attack here. Let's talk about this. A melee attack with disadvantage when an adjacent enemy moves away. Common monsters do not make opportunity attacks. Only heroes and legendary monsters can use them. Okay, so like I said, I would probably just get rid of it. Here, common monsters can't do it. A goblin, kobold, they don't get that. But to use a Magic the Gathering term, a legendary creature, they can do that. They can do it. And that probably makes sense. Like I said before, if it's some lowly character, they're probably happy that you're moving on. But if it's somebody who knows what they're doing, yeah, they're going to chase you down. But who's to say that I run nimble and I say, you know what, opportunity attacks they don't exist, or go back to there's a check for it. Make a check, roll dexterity, roll under. I don't know. I gotta think more about it. Okay, starting combat. Where's this awesome initiative? A combat encounter begins when the GM tells the party to roll initiative. Each player will roll 1d20 and add their initiative. If the result is a single digit, that character starts combat with 1 action. If the result is 2 digits, they start combat with 2. And a result of 20 plus nets you all 3 actions. Regardless of what a hero rolls on initiative, at the end of the turn, they gain all 3 actions back. Love that. All right. So if you are, what is initiative? I'm going to assume it's dexterity. So if you're really quick, you can get into combat more quickly, assess the situation, and be able to do more on the first round. So there's a benefit. I wonder. Let's see. Close out of that. Is there a character sheet at the bottom? Strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. I don't know how initiative is configured. That's a bummer that I don't know that. Okay, another major mechanic is dying. Back it up. Let's finish initiative here. Okay. Turn order. When combat begins, by default, heroes go first. Whichever player is ready first, or whichever makes the most sense story-wise, goes first, with play proceeding around the table clockwise. The GM can hold all of the monster turns to the end of the round, or that should probably be interweave, their turns between the heroes' turns as the story demands. A monster or monster group should act at the same time each round. I'm not a big fan of that. You just randomly get to decide. But at the end of the day, everybody's getting their hits in. Do I like that heroes always go first? No. But it's fine. It's quick, right? It is quick. You just roll to see how many actions you get, and then you do it. It's not, okay, what you rolled a 12? Okay, let me write that down. You rolled a 14? Okay, this monster rolled an 8. So yes, it is much quicker. It is much more nimble. Okay, this is another reason why I love nimble. Encourage teamwork, be flexible. If 2 players want to strategically switch their turns for 1 round to facilitate teamwork or execute a tactical plan, the GM can allow this at his or her discretion. This should be done only occasionally, though, to avoid slowing the game down or losing track of who has gone or not. I get that, but I love that it's in there. If you want to do it, go for it. There's also, might not be in the free rules, but in the live stream, he said you can give your action to somebody else. If you're not doing anything, you can give your action. Now, I don't know if that's helping or what. We'll see if we can find this in here, but that's great. Okay, so now another major mechanic of Nimble is exhaustion. And I think exhaustion is going to be changed to a different term. I think exhaustion is I listened to it today. I can't remember, but that name is changing. Exhaustion represents serious injuries you've taken. It is a long-term gauge of how close you are to death. No. This isn't what I want. There is. Oh, we're gonna get a class, the Berserker class. Sweet. We'll go over that. Okay. No. There was. Let's go down to the character sheet. It wasn't exhaustion. Well, that is what they call it here. Maybe I'm wrong. But when you reach 0 hit points, all right, a hero dies when they receive their last level of exhaustion. Oh, wounds. They changed it to wounds. That's what it was. A hero dies when they receive their last level of exhaustion, typically 6. There are some ways to revive a hero who has died, but they come at a cost. A soul can be coaxed back to the realm of the living only so many times before becoming untethered or worse. Here we go. Your hit points represent your ability to take damage and keep going on. Taking damage lowers your HP. When you drop to 0 HP, gain 1 level of exhaustion, the dying condition. Actions typo here. Actions are limited to 1 round, concentration is broken, and continuing to fight may further harm you. Attacking or casting spells causes 1 level of exhaustion unless you make a strength save. Taking damage while dying causes 2 levels of exhaustion. A crit causes 3. So, at 6 wounds, they're going to change it to wounds. That's when you die. There's no, as far as I know, there's no death saves. So, when your hit points reach 0, you now need to decide, do I want to not do anything and save my strength to survive, or still be relevant? I get 1 action, and if I don't remove myself from combat, I'm going to take more wounds, 2, possibly 3 wounds, and then dead. All right. So there's definitely, using the word that they've got in the slogan, it is tactical. The players get to decide what they want to do. It's not just, okay, 0 hit points, now I roll. There's no choice in that. It's completely up to fate. Maybe you love it. I don't think that's the best system. So love this mechanic. I can't wait to play it and try it out. Okay. Ooh, making a hero. I could make one. Maybe I'll do that on another day, but not for this Hodge Podge. I'm going a little too into depth in this, but I'm excited about it. Okay, so let's talk about this one character, the Berserker. Wrath and Ruin. As a Berserker, you can become a raging, damage-dealing machine. You greet death as an old friend and can continue to fight. The flavor on that is amazing. I don't know what a 5th edition barbarian, the word count on that is, but I can guarantee it's less than this. Increase your damage to unbelievable levels. The longer a fight goes on, your rage intensifies, dealing out more incredible amounts of brutality. Use your savage arsenal and choose abilities to crush your foes and laugh in the face of death. All right, that is the Berserker. Okay, so their stats. Class preview. This is only class preview, the full release. Okay, yeah. All right. I don't know the max level in Nimble. It must go up to 20, but okay. Look, you get stuff every single level. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your subclass kicks in at 3. We've got 3, and that must be it for the preview. Okay, so for the Berserker, at level 1, you can rage. For an action, you can enter a rage. Your armor is set to your strength plus your dex. Gain that much temporary hit points. These These effects end when your rage ends. Your rage is statted and ends if you score a critical hit, when you drop to 0 hit points, or if you go 1 round without dealing damage or entering your rage. Yes, you can enter your rage even if you are already raging. All right, so you get to heal, essentially, gain temporary hit points for raging. At level 2, Intensifying Fury. At the end of each of your turns, if you are raging, roll 1d6 and set aside. This is your Fury die. Add it to every attack you make. There is no limit to the number of Fury dice you can accumulate this way. If your rage ends, your Fury dice are lost. Bro, what? This is my first time reading that, and that makes me want to play Berserker. That's amazing. Okay, level 3, we pick a subclass. We'll come back to that. Level 4, Enduring Rage. While dying, you enter your rage automatically at the beginning of your turn. You also have a maximum of 2 actions instead of 1, and ignore the strength save requirement to make attacks. Okay, so even when you're dying, you can do 2 things. You get Savage Arsenal. Learn 1 ability from the Savage Arsenal. If you perform a notable act of destruction or feat of strength during a long rest, you may exchange 1 Savage Arsenal ability you know for a different one. I don't know what Savage Arsenal is. And your stat increases. And then at level 5, Intensifying Fury 2. Your Fury die is now a D8. You can set that aside. All right, Savage Arsenal. So I'm going to imagine these are kind of like class feats, sort of. And I'm only going to read this one because it reminds me of Diablo. Whirlwind, 2 actions. Damage all targets within your melee weapon's reach. This is amazing to me. This is amazing. All right. At level 3, there's 2 subclasses. Spirit of the Bear. As an option, you can have Thick Hide. When you enter your rage, gain temporary HP equal to your strength plus dex plus your berserker level instead. There's a lot of stuff tied to your level, which makes total sense. And you can hibernate. If you sleep for 24 consecutive hours, you recover all levels of exhaustion. It must still be a safe place the GM designates. So that's another thing, exhaustion or wounds. You only recover 1 wound per long rest. So when you get hurt for a long time. It's not just like, oh, I fought an ancient dragon, went down 3 times, finally finished him off, took a healing potion, went to bed, got all my spells back, and now I'm like a brand new man. No. You have 6 levels of exhaustion. You die on 6, so you need like 5 days to recover. That's how brutal it can be. Okay, next subclass is for the Berserker is Spirit of the Wolf. Feeding Frenzy. While raging, the first time on your turn, you cause an enemy to drop to 0 hit. While raging, the first time on your turn, it should probably be if. If you cause an enemy to drop to 0 HP, you may make an additional attack for free with 1 more stack of disadvantage. Okay, the name, totally appropriate, Feeding Frenzy. I just killed somebody. I'm like a wolf, feasting on them. I'm powered up. I'm energized. Now I can attack somebody else. But only the first time, it says. And then Keen Nose, advantage on perception checks to notice or track down scents. For a Berserker to have that kind of ability gives you good range, more depth than just all I am is the damage dealer. Right? That's cool. Super cool. All right, they have the cheat, which is the rogue or the fighter. I'm not going into it. The mage. Oath sworn, I believe that's like the paladin. Equipment. Okay, so because it's compatible with 5th edition, piercing, slashing, bludgeoning, so we can use that with what I talked about before, all the special properties. Races, running monsters, and I think that's it. Okay, yeah, so I didn't get an answer to how armor works, but let's see if I can just find it real quick. Surprise, hit points. Let's see if I can control F. Reduce damage from any single attack by your armor whenever you use this reaction. Okay, yeah. Yep. Let's go back down to equipment to see if we can find it. I'm almost positive it's damage reduction. Common clothing leather requires 2 strength. Yeah, okay, so I don't have an answer to that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Okay, so Nimble 5e, super pumped on that. Go check it out. By the time this comes out, the backer kit will be over, but I'm sure you can back it late. I know because he said it in the live stream that the prices will go up after the backer kit ends. So also check out Nimble Co on YouTube, and he's got lots of rules previews. How many videos total? Not a lot of videos, but if we go to lives, these are the ones that I've been checking out. 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll say about 8 hours of stuff to check out and get a much deeper look at Nimble. I truly think Nimble is amazing. All right, moving on to the last topic. My current favorite and obscure YouTube channels that I find inspiration and entertainment from. I only have one non RPG one on the list here. I love YouTube. I'm a YouTube Premium subscriber. It's my go-to. To me, it's amazing that anybody can post anything, and it's a wonderful place. All right, we're gonna go kind of rapid fire here. Up first, I didn't know, but the man, the myth, the legend, Cole Wilkinson of Piranha Squirrel Productions, author of Along the Ley Line, started a YouTube channel. He's got 9 videos, only 13 subscribers, so go and check it out. Good info, and looking at just 2 of these thumbnails here. Free print and play battle maps. He's got stuff for you for free. And can I zoom in? Look at this face. How can you not go and how can you not go and support this guy? Right? That's a quality thumbnail if I've ever seen one. So go check it out. Piranha Squirrel Productions. Also, he's got a website, Along the Ley Line. Go check it out. Sign up for the newsletter. That's something I have not done, but I will do when I am done recording. All right, next one. I just found this one before recording. I've talked about it before. I've dibbled, I've dabbled. This guy is doing it. Diablo 2 D&D. It's like as straightforward as you can get. What is this guy about? Turning Diablo into Dungeons and Dragons. And so he's got, let's go to videos here, breakdowns on how to make a Diablo paladin, how to make a Diablo sorcerer, druid. Amazon is a class that needs to be in Dungeons and Dragons. And so I just reached out on X, and I think this guy and I are going to collaborate, and we'll get an interview scheduled. But he's got a website here, with free files for all the work that he's done in converting Diablo into Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see if I can get this to load. Yep. Bestiary, Amazon, Assassin, Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Paladin, Sorcerers. I like I said, I just found this, so I'm excited to check this all out. All right, Ryan Me DM. This guy's got a lot of YouTube shorts. He goes live a lot, giving good DM advice, painting minis, things like that. And then I remembered I watched this short, which I'm going to play here. If you know the show Real Ones, which is hosted by, I believe it's pronounced John Bernthal. He was the Punisher. He's in Walking Dead. He's in tons of stuff. Well, I'm going to mute this. Actually, I don't want the audio to play. But he interviewed, I forget this girl's name, but she's from Daredevil and other things. And I think they're rebooting Daredevil. And while being interviewed by John Bernthal, he asks her, like, you play D&D? Yeah, you want to play? And they do just this real quick intro to like Dungeons and Dragons, and that's a huge audience, and I can guarantee more than 0 people watched that interview and went and checked out the hobby. So go check out that episode of Real Ones. Watch this video from Ryan Me DM. Good stuff. All right, next one. Not necessarily Dungeons and Dragons related, but I came across this guy, Austin Ashworth, not too long ago. Videos range from anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half. If you are a Zelda fan, there's tons of stuff for you. Tons of stuff here for you. Lots of retrospectives on, like this one, Ocarina of Time, hour and 26 minutes. What was it like? Why was it popular? Talk about the mechanics of the game. Talk about the story. If you are a Zelda fan, go check that stuff out. All right. Bandits Keep, 19,000 subscribers. Every video he comes out with, I'm like, yep, that's a topic that I need to know more about. Writing a campaign, balancing encounters, unique monsters, inspiration, how to solo play Dungeons and Dragons adventures solo. Lots and lots of good stuff. Average video is about 15 minutes. Good stuff. Go check it out. All right. Not role-playing game related, but board game related. It's a whole world that I'm not super knowledgeable about, but these two guys, very entertaining. Board Game Hangover. Yeah, I would say average 10 to 15 minute long videos. Sometimes it's reviews. They do top 10 lists, board games of the year. Excuse me. If that's something that interests you, board games, that whole world, go and check that out. This one probably shouldn't even be on the list. He's one of the biggest D&D YouTubers out there. Bob Worldbuilder, 200,000 subscribers. Awesome stuff. Go check him out if you are also interested in Nimble. The last couple of videos, he talks about Nimble. He talks about Rangers in Nimble, how they could be better. And then the author watched that, and in the live stream said, yep, Bob Worldbuilder gave me some good pointers for Rangers, so he's going to tweak it. Awesome stuff. Lots of good D&D content there. This guy I think I've talked about before, Captain Courageous, almost 24,000 subscribers. Lots of retro reviews on old school Dungeons and Dragons modules. I would say this is the go-to if you want to know the history of Dungeons and Dragons and different adventures and the rule sets. I definitely recommend starting here with the Keep on the Borderlands. That's like arguably next to maybe Ravenloft, Curse of Strahd, like the most famous adventure out there. It came in the basic set, like for first edition. So Captain Courageous, go check him out. All right, this one's totally just for me. I'm scrolling through my list and I'm like, more people need to know about this guy, even though he's got over 500,000 subscribers. Cartnarks. This guy goes to different Walmart, uh, whatever large grocery stores, and these Home Depot, it doesn't have to be grocery stores, and these people leave their carts out, and then he just like kind of yells at them. Well, he doesn't yell, but like, excuse me, sir, you didn't put your cart away. And then these people just swear and get in his face and yell at him. It's entertaining. I hate when I see people not leave their carts out, but that's just a side tangent. If go check out Cartnarks. All right, back on task. Really like this dude. Daddy rolled a 1. Reading his own tagline here. D&D history, DM advice, and TTRPG reviews. Almost 10,000 subscribers. Lots of old school reviews on here. Has really good retrospectives on the different editions. Yeah, I see. Here's 0 edition. Talks chainmail. Looking at these videos here, these are over an hour, hour and a half. So if you're looking for a podcast length thing to listen to, go check out Daddy Rolled a 1. I'm a fan. All right, this one, RPG related ish. This is the background music that I use for 99% of my podcasts. Game Chops, 589,000 subscribers. That's huge. And let me get the tagline here. The original video game record label, licensed remixes and cover songs. I give them credit in every episode I upload. And a lot of Zelda stuff, a lot of video game themes. I think really good travel music. Some are hour and a half, 2 hours long. Some are 3, 4, 5 minutes. They have a good one here for Chrono Trigger, excuse me. One is just like, Genesis jams, 34 minutes of just Sega soundtrack games, Star Wars stuff. Love this. It's all copyright. I shouldn't say copyright free, but you give attribute and you can use it. So go check out Game Chops. This guy, I think, is growing in popularity. 33,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. He's probably known most for his shorts. They're pretty funny. No Dice. I think I had to search No Dice D&D. And he did, let's see, let's go to live. He just did a breakdown. He came late to the new editions of Dungeons and Dragons. So here's 3 hours of him getting his first impressions on it. If you're looking into whether or not you should switch, I think this is a video worth checking out. I think in an episode here, I'll talk about the new edition. I will not be buying it. I don't think it makes enough sense for me, who's like got one foot out the door anyways. But there are some changes that I think like, I could see it's how the game has evolved. But we'll talk about that in a future one. We just got a couple left here. Okay. This channel, The Adventure Continues, they have, I don't think they've posted a video in quite a long time. 3 years, and they don't have a lot of videos. They have 6 videos. So I'm not recommending this channel. However, I do recommend this one video. I've probably listened to this 10 or 15 times. I think it's amazing background music, or background sound almost for me at this point. They run Mothership, the pamphlet adventure, The Haunting of Ipsilon 14. I think they hit all the beats. I think it's really entertaining. And if you don't know anything about Mothership, it's a great look into it. It's 3 hours long, which for me, like if I'm running a one shot, that's my goal. 3 hours, no less, no more. 3 hours. And if you know anything about this pamphlet adventure, or really any pamphlet adventure, It's one piece of paper, but 2 pages front and back. Landscape into 3 columns. So 6 columns total, 3 on each side, and costs $3. $3 for 3 hours of entertainment. I love it. I love the adventure. These dudes are funny. This is good stuff. So it's got a lot of views if I remember correctly. 7,000 views, and they only have 91 subscribers. So if you look at the views to subscriber ratio, it's like really good. Okay, and then last one, I think I talked about these guys not too long ago, probably last time I talked about YouTubers, but I'm a fan of the Weekly Scroll. I'm really jealous. They have 2,000 subscribers, 400 videos. And their last one that they did came out 5 days ago at the time of recording is on Heroes of Cerulean, which I have talked about many times. So they do a dive into the book, the PDF, how to play it, the shtick of it, of why you want to play it. Just 2 average dudes that love role-playing games, talking role-playing games. If we go through their list of videos, like I'm almost lock, stock, and barrel with everything these guys are doing. Heroes of Cerulean, check, love it. Forgotten Ballad, own it, check, love it. It's great. They had Dragonbane on there. Did an episode on Dragonbane. I like that. Lots on here that I have not listened to, but it's like, yeah, I need to go in the back catalog. Okay, so this is where I first heard of them. Astro Prisma, which I've got. I just got an email saying there's new digital content for it, but I want to check that out. There was their podcast that they interviewed the author of it, and I'm like, yeah, she's awesome, super talented designer. Yep, I'm gonna support her. And so of the 400 videos, I've seen maybe 10. These are like my lawnmower podcasts. When I'm mowing the lawn, I check these out. It takes me about an hour and a half, and that's about the length of these episodes. So definitely check these out if you're looking for new stuff. You want to stay up to date with the hobby, new games that are coming out. Their tagline: actual play and reviews. I haven't listened to many actual plays. Shame on me, but I'm more so in it for the reviews, at least as of right now. So go ahead and check out the Weekly Scroll. All right, that wraps it up. Oh, you know what? You should also check out this really amazing channel before I forget. It's called Roll Around Find Out. Not sure if you heard of it. It's my channel. I've got a whopping 69 videos. Sadly, that's going to change, but only 9 subscribers. You know, I don't do it for you. I do it for me. It's about the journey, not the destination. One of these days here, I'm looking to do some more YouTube exclusive content. I mostly post, or at least I should say I started on Spotify thinking, well, I'm doing a podcast, so I should be on Spotify. But really, the audience, the people, where they're at is YouTube. So looking to do maybe some YouTube exclusive content, and then eventually probably just navigate all the way over to YouTube and just make that my home. Thanks for coming along, listening to this episode. Hopefully you found something to improve your table. Keep being creative. See you in the next episode. Later.